We're doing this?
Say,
Yeah, I see Lopez and I was like... and I'm like...
Quarter Life Crisis, Episode 1, Take 1.
Beautiful. What's our intro?
You know what? I'm going to say right now, episode number 1, we don't got an intro. Guys, we're working on it. This is brand new to us. By the way,
welcome. We are called the Quarter Life Crisis Podcast. Yes, you've heard that saying before, blah, blah, blah. You're 25, you don't know what to do. Welcome, we want to talk about it. We live in Toronto. I'm one of your hosts, Dolapo. Call me D. Right? Here we got Lopez, Lisandro
Lopez. Please call me Lopez.
Don't call him L. I'm the D. He's Lopez. We're here. We're talking about why we started this podcast, or starting a podcast in general, starting something that's in the entertainment realm of things, right?
Yeah.
I think it was you and I have always talked about doing something in the creative space.
Yeah.
Right. We'd be sitting here in the condo. Something funny would happen, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey, why isn't the camera following us? Why isn't it recording something? Why don't we have a camera crew and film our lives? Yeah. But I think it was all about being shy in the first place. And some people don't think I'm shy, but I'm extremely shy. I don't like showing too much of my personal life. And it's been a long road before I decided, hey, let us just go in on this. Get a podcast going. Everybody's Bob, Sally, their uncle, their mom, their auntie has a podcast.
Yeah.
Right? And really push and promote this idea of let's tell the world a story, or share our lives with people and be relatable.
Yeah.
Right? That's at least that's for me. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, for me, I saw it more as an opportunity just to try something new, just get out of my comfort zone. I've never done anything like this before. And it was just a lot of uncertainty, obviously, right? Obviously, never being in front of the camera, talking about stuff with other people whom I don't even know. And when you brought up to me, why not just do a podcast or whatever like that, and let's talk to people. I'm like, let's do it. Screw it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. We obviously want to be relatable. So as we said, it's called Quarter Life Crisis, guys.
Yeah.
We are going to tell you more or less how we live our lives. Hopefully you guys can understand and relate. Yeah. Especially in this big city, Toronto.
It's expensive, man. And in our 20s, right? All the things that we've done to come to this point in life. And I know there are a lot of people, friends that we have that are in their own quarter life crisis. And I don't want to use this word so often, or this buzzword, quarter life crisis. Mm-hmm. But it's true. People don't know what to do. They're in university or finishing university. Some are baristas at Starbucks. Some are, doing something else. Some are in their line of work, right? Like myself. And it's but what am I supposed to do? What's the blueprint?
Yeah. There's
no blueprint. And you're inundated with so many pictures of the Kardashians. I know we're not going to talk about them. But you're so many of stars and big YouTubers that have this money, this cars, the condo, they're jet setting. They're going to St. Barth's. They're going to Mexico, Tulum. They're doing so much, and it's all in your Instagram, all in your face, and you're 20. Let's say you're 25. You're 26. You're making $25 an hour in Toronto, and you're going, how am I gonna afford something like that?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to live this lavish lifestyle that I see on the Instagram? I'm old, on Instagram. And how am I supposed to deal with being there, being in the inn, going to these parties, Coachella, going to Veld. You go to all the time, right? Going to how do you save your money to go to Veld, plus spend your money on some drip? You want to get the Gucci, the whatever, the Louis Vuitton, the Saint Laurent. Yeah, you want to do so much.
Okay, so this is what I think.
Yeah.
I personally believe that everything that you have mentioned, whatever, is a lot to do more with the pressure, obviously, with social media and as of that stuff. I don't let it get to me. Honest to God, I don't let it get to me. I'm just kind of I'm just going to spend tickets just to go to this place. I don't care to wear Gucci stuff and whatnot. And that's mainly how, at least for myself,
Yeah.
I'm just more of a kind of impulsive kind of person.
Yeah.
Hence why we're doing this podcast, or at least why I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I just kind of pulled the trigger and like,
let's do it. Yeah, same here. Like I like to. When I say I want to do something, like starting this podcast or at least starting something in this realm, it's like I've got to do it. I've said it. I've got to do it, or I can't not get out of it. Yeah. But you're saying in terms of spending, if it's something that I think will benefit me, I might be impulsive with it. But I'm trying to just keep that money.
Yeah,
and be a not cheap, because I've had some expensive things. Okay. Right, like my car, which I got rid of, crying face, was expensive. And living here, this condo, it's expensive, right? Yes. But it's like I'm not that as impulsive to say, okay, you know what, Veld or something is coming up. Let me just buy it. Let me just do it. I'll do it with some friends, but not really. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna have an equation to think about it all.
Okay, so going back to the whole impulsiveness of making decisions and stuff, definitely there's like times where you gotta think about stuff. So I want to talk more or less how we made the decision for me and him to move in together.
There it is.
Okay,
yeah.
So that
I was just thinking about that too.
That took a lot of time to think about, sort of thing. That was one thing we could not just jump into, right? Because like obviously you can make a mistake easily, anytime, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know who brought it up first, though. Who was the one that said like, "Yo, why don't we live together?"
So I think I brought it up a year and a half ago. I was really thinking about moving downtown for a while because I used to work downtown, and I was like, you know what, I want to move out. I live far outside of the city of Toronto, and it was hard to get to work. It was hard to always come in, get in early, to leave late and not have time to myself at home. So I think I brought it up to you and I said, and a few other friends, but I said, yo, Lopez, are you down to move in together? At least have something like we're in our 20s.
Yeah. Before
we get married, settle down, and like at least let's enjoy ourselves, enjoy the city, enjoy downtown, the food, the sights, everything, right? Spend our money wisely, but also enjoy it. You know what I mean? And I think I brought it up to you simply because you're tired of the mundanity and of going to work, coming back, to work, coming back. 9 to 5, then home. 9 to 5, then home. Yeah. It was killing me a little bit.
So for you, it came a little bit with the convenience and also with the experience of wanting to be down.
Yeah. We both went to Ryerson.
And we both went to Ryerson, yes. So we're very familiar with the downtown core. And it's a culture that we like, right?
And Ryerson is a university, for those that are listening to us in whatever country, not in Canada. Ryerson University is a university in Toronto, downtown Toronto, like right in the middle of the city. And it's the best university. I know other people will say, oh yeah, U of T this, York. No, Ryerson is the best. It's fun. It's just community based. But
you'll never run out of things.
You're never.
You're ready to the core. You want to eat somewhere? You want tacos? You want burritos? You want Chinese? All that stuff. It's all there.
African.
Right?
I'm sure there's an African spot around that's popped up. Yeah. But like we went here, partied here, played soccer here, did fun stuff here, and having to go back to Ajax or Scarborough or Mississauga or going back home after a fun day, a Thursday night, a Friday. It's like. Why? You always have to now find someone's spot that's to crash at. We had friends that live in Res or friends that live around the area. Yeah. It's like, all right, let's crash there. Like, my university,
true.
Like how many years was 5? Really, I did my 7 years of university.
Every year for your birthday, how would you do it?
Oh God, okay, so
how was it?
So for every year for my birthday, I'd have to book a hotel.
All the time.
And I loved clubbing, so I'd book the club, get my friends to pitch in with the hotel, do all this, do all that.
Yeah. And
that's money spent. You're spending over sometimes $2,000 to $3,000 in one night on your birthday. And this is when we're in our earlier 20s, where it was like we want to party. Everybody loves partying. Some people don't, but like a lot of people do like partying. Clubs were a big thing, and some still are a big thing. But like that's something we wanted to do. So it'll be book the hotel, get people interested, so that you at least don't spend as much. Yeah. Get to the club, get people to pay for the to have not even half, like a little bit for the bottles as well. I always cover most of it, and then we enjoy ourselves. Last year for your birthday, for my birthday, living here, we didn't really go clubbing. Even if we did,
we stayed in.
We stayed in and had a party here.
That's it.
We'll have a picture around here somewhere. We had a party here, and like all our friends enjoyed themselves in our own space. We didn't have to buy tons of booze or have fake that you had bottles, sparklers, spending what $500 on a bottle of, let's say, some sort of vodka, or $500 for a bottle this big, and we're at the LCBO what $40?
Yeah.
Like, what type of lunacy is that?
Yeah.
Right. So now it's been changing. That's I wanted to get rid of that, spending money needlessly. Right.
Yeah.
Like, what about you?
In terms of what though?
I think in terms of your experience moving downtown.
Okay, so for me, as you said, for you is more the convenience because you work down here. For me, it's kind of like I didn't work down here. I actually did engineering work up in Stouffville. So for me, it was purely out of entertainment for myself, selfish reasons. I just wanted the experience. I wanted to be somewhere where I know I could enjoy myself. Right?
Tell me where Stouffville is, because that's the middle. Like,
Stouffville, just in case none of you know, it is about almost an hour drive north of Toronto. It is nowhere. It's all farmland. There's nothing to do there. If you want to go cow tipping, you'll find it over there. I'm telling you, it is whack. So anyways, that's where my engineering job was I want to say 2 years ago. And I was also doing bartending jobs on the side during the weekends, right? So this was downtown. This was easy for me to do because, like, all right, I'll move downtown and I'll manage working on the weekends right here and then drive up to Stouffville. So when Delapo brought it up to me, like, why not move in? I was kind of like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I was lucky enough to know someone in my engineering career who did real estate as well. So I called up my buddy and I was like, hey, can you help me and Delapo look for a place?
Yeah.
And that's when things start to snowball. We would actually go around the city, go into the condos, check it out for ourselves, look into the prices. And
it took a while. Like,
it took a while
because we were in Dominican and like we were still thinking about, are we gonna pull this trigger? Are we gonna do this? The prices is that? And in Toronto, like, God, for a 2-bedroom, we're looking at a nice 2-bedroom. I think in this building, a 2-bedroom could be in the 3,000s, right?
Yeah.
And right now we live in a 3-bedroom with another roommate who was a girl. We'll talk on that in another episode. I think we'll talk about living with another roommate, especially a girl. But yeah, it's expensive. It was like looking what I was okay spending. I think altogether maybe $2,800 a month.
Yeah.
Right, which is really high. Yes. Right. If you're splitting it halfway, that's 14 each. If you're splitting, one gets more, one pays less. It's still It's still a lot, right? It's still a lot. So, God, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy. I was able to. We were able to move down. I'm happy that we were able to enjoy last year was our first summer.
Last year was our first summer.
First summer there, yeah. I feel like you didn't enjoy it as much because you. Like you were sleeping a lot. You were sleeping. Like you come home. He'd come home and get on this gaming. What were we playing? Counter Strike. Counter Strike. That's my drug. For young kids that don't know what Counter Strike is, it's talk about it's an old game.
Guys, I'm gonna give you the cliff notes. It's a first person shooter.
For those who don't know what cliff notes means, no joking.
From the 90s, okay. So basically, you just kill people and stuff like that. That game was a major drug.
Yeah.
Major drug. I'm telling you, I'd be done work. I come, I play.
Yeah.
Once I'm done playing, I realize it's time for me to go to work the next day already. That's how many hours I spent on that.
Here. Okay?
So I didn't even go outside. I'd be like, holy smokes, like I'm catching a tan from my laptop screen, not even from the sun outside. So that's how crazy it was. But no, as of right now, whatever, I think we are very much enjoying
we're enjoying it. Yeah, we're enjoying it now. So I think living here, like moving into 2020, into this summer, into the spring, summer, even the fall, but like really summer, truly enjoying it, enjoying the days, going out, walking around. And I know we live in Yorkville, in the area of Yorkville, and it's like there's a car shows down that happened last year. I don't think you were here for that. Actually, you weren't here for that. Myself and another friend of ours. Car show that we walked, shut down all of Bloor Street. And people bringing their cars, really cool. Eats, walks, like the view we have, which we'll show you, is like I can see Wonderland from here, and Wonderland is an amusement park. I think one of the biggest amusement parks in the Toronto area.
Yeah.
But it's a huge fun, and I can see it from my bedroom from here right now, and like it's, living the dream. I'm getting stuck on words, but really living the dream is something that I can say we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Living here, and you were talking about your bartending gigs. Like, how did you start bartending?
Okay, so as I said, when I was doing my engineering job, I had previously had experience also in bartending. Very, very small gigs I would do for music festivals. And I just wanted to find a way where I was, okay.
Name the big one. The big music festival that you did.
Okay, so I would do Belt Music Festival, and I would also do Boots and Hearts. So those are the ones that I had experience in. And of course, those are only like once a year, right? So what I wanted, however, was I would go out Friday nights and Saturday nights with the Lapo or a few other friends, and all it was just spending money.
Yeah.
So I did my engineering job, spend that money,
Yeah.
and I was just like, damn, I need to find a way where I can make that money and still be drinking and having fun. And I was like, all right, let me shoot my resume somewhere, right? So I went on Kijiji, like anyone else would. Kijiji, and I was like, okay, what club is looking for a male bartender? Because almost every club's here. Just so you guys understand the culture of Toronto, the nightlife is filled with just female bartenders, all right?
Yeah.
You'll go to EFS, you'll go to Lost and Found, it's all female bartenders. So I looked specifically for a male bartending gig, and I came across the address of a place looking specifically for a male bartender.
Yeah. And there could be some places that have a lot of male bartenders, bar backs as well. But like at the
They
time,
exist.
Yeah, they exist. Like there are a lot out there before we get roasted. Like, oh my god, you didn't go here. There are male bartenders everywhere.
Yeah.
Blah blah. No, like we understand there are, but like at the time, like when you were looking, you found that there were a lot more female bartenders.
There were obviously more in demand.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the place was. I just saw the address for it, and I knew it was in downtown. I was like, okay, perfect. It'll be downtown. I'm assuming it's going to be a busy weekend for me when I work there. So I sent my resume. The next day, I get a call from the guy, and just before he gave me a call, actually, I looked at the address, and I was like, okay, this is the Brass Rail, the probably the biggest or most well-known strip club in Toronto.
Gentlemen's Club.
And he called me in, and I straight up, I'm not even lying to you. He calls me in, I go in, he looks at my resume, looks at me, he's like, yep, you're hired. You start
That quick.
That quick. I think he just wanted to know, like, is this guy able-bodied? Does he actually look like not a creep, right? Honestly, does he look like
because you're working with around a lot of like dancers and
they obviously want to know that you're not a bum, right? That you first and foremost have your smart serve. So obviously I do. This is obviously the certificate you need in order to serve alcohol.
Yeah. Once you're 18, you can get a smart serve. Because I know I have one too.
Yes, you can. Yeah. And then that's basically how it happened for me. And it's been very interesting, guys, working at Brasswell. We'll probably have another episode where I touch a little bit more on that.
And funny enough, Brasswell is downstairs. Like
it's a 30-second
walk from here.
So it's actually not pretty convenient. It's very convenient living here and just going to work right there.
But we weren't always going to live here, right? No. This location wasn't the number one choice for us.
So we got very lucky with this spot as well.
Yeah. And I would say thanks to our roommate as well, like where we looked around, right? With her coming on, and even let's stop that. We'll continue that for a second. We gotta change the camera, the battery right now. Okay, so we're back. What's happening is we had to change. I guess the camera just records in 20-30 minute intervals. Yeah. Our engineer in the background is so she lets us know when we have to change again. But so I think I was talking about the location, like where you worked, which was a gentleman's club called the Brass Rail in Toronto, here where we live, and how living here wasn't where we were really looking at, right? This wasn't our first choice, and we looked all over the city. We looked north, west, east, well, more west, closer to like Club District, was around King Street, King and like Spadina area, and we found some nice places around there. But it's just, I think this one, well, in the lower penthouse, it was so much more appealing. You know what I mean? To, I guess, to all of us, right? So that's why, and it works out for you perfectly.
It did.
Right, and it worked out for me too. Like, and anywhere in Toronto works out for me because I work in this city, you know, on the day to day. So like that's something that like I'm happy with.
Yeah.
Right, I'm happy with. Is there anything you'd change about?
Honestly, there's not. I can't think of anything that I would change.
Yeah.
I very, very much like this place, this area. Super thankful for it. As I said, it's like a 30-second walk to work for me.
Mm-hmm. But what about living with me?
Okay, so
no, like
I talk about the dynamics.
Well, you know, I talk a lot, and maybe this will come up on the camera in our later episodes. But I know that I am very loud. I can be very loud.
Okay,
I can very like.
So the transition from, you know, this is a person I went to university with. We played soccer together. That's as much of how I knew of him, right?
Yeah. How did we meet?
How did we meet?
How did we meet, man? You know, we didn't talk about how we met.
Okay.
We should talk about how we met. Okay, so we'll talk about this. This is 12 minutes in. We'll talk about how we met now.
Right, so this was back at Ryerson University. Me and him, we have a love for soccer. We didn't know each other then, but we did have a mutual friend. So I would do drop-in soccers. I would play with this mutual friend of ours. We knew of each other's existence, obviously, because we'd always see each other. And I'm a very rough soccer player.
So rough? For what reason?
Right?
Why?
I'm one of those players where, like, I'll just tug on your shirt. You won't notice.
For
I'll
no
just
reason.
Clip your legs a little bit. Ref won't catch it.
It gets you mad.
It'll get you heated, right? So that's the whole point of my game, just to get you heated a little bit. And I don't recall doing that to you, however, but
man, you
supposedly
did that.
I did.
You
And I'll let you continue on, and you let me know.
All right, so what had happened was, we're playing drop-in, right? And to our mutual friend, I go to him. I say, "Who's this? Who's that guy over there?" He goes, "Oh, that's This is my horrible imitations, by the way, but this is what he sounds like. "Oh, that's Lopez. That's Lisandro Lopez." I'm like, "What? Like there's a soccer player also called Lisandro Lopez." I'm like, "No, that's not his real name." He goes, "Yeah, man, that's him. He's the guy. What? He's a great guy." I'm like, "Nah, this is the worst person in the world. He's a horrible person. He's tackling me. He's pushing me. Like, yeah, I understand the tackle, but when I don't have the ball, like, who do you think he is? He runs like a peacock too. Like, who do you think he is? He's just waddling everywhere." Then we kind of got, because through the mutual friend, we kind of got like, all right, friendly with each other. Right? I was like, okay, I understood you more and this, and then randomly, so the city outside the little town outside of city of Toronto is where we lived with our parents, and it's called
Ajax.
It's called Ajax. I was debating, should I say?
We did not know that we both lived in Ajax. Right?
Yeah. So one night, I think it was a Friday night or something. I was going home. I got off the train and I see you waiting for maybe a ride or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So I think I went up to you. I was like, "Yo, you live here?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Like, let's go out." I think this is in our third year.
Freaked out because I'm like, Ajax, like this is nowhere. I'm telling you, this is like the Stouffville on the east side. Alright, this is Stouffville on the east side.
Don't diss Stouffville like that. Don't diss Ajax like that. No. I only knew. I think
it's a quiet town, obviously. So when I saw it, whatever, like that, I'm like, I thought I was the only one. So yeah, that's basically how our friendship developed.
Yeah, and I knew only 5 or maybe 3 people when I moved to Ajax from like second year, and going to when I met you in near the end of third year or middle of third year. Like, so you were maybe my 4th friend in Ajax. I knew a lot of people in Scarborough. I used to live in Scarborough before, which is another area in Toronto. But like, I was just like, finally someone my age, close to my age, that like we can now chill. We go to Ryerson together. We play soccer together. Like, this is. Finally, right? And we just started hanging out more. You live, a 5-minute drive from me?
Easy 5-minute drive.
5-minute drive. So like, you're just like, yo, let's hang out. Let's do something. Let's go play soccer. Let's do whatever. So that's how we met. That's how we met. And that's how we became friends. Very close friends, right? Till this day. How many years ago? Not that many years ago.
I want to say it was like 6 years.
6 years ago. Yeah. So that's 6 years. Yeah. So that's how we did. And now living together. People say you either don't, you don't want to start a business with your friend or live with your friend sometimes because we can break friendships, right?
I can see that.
Yeah, but I don't think like I think you and I
Yeah.
we complement each other. I have more of a like I don't want to say father figure, but more of a hey, this cup is over here and it's empty. Who used it? Move it, please. Being African, I think that's and a lot of Africans that do watch this. First, like you know how our parents are. Like move this cup, move that. They'll call you, be upstairs. Delabo!
I believe the word you're looking for is perfectionist. Guys,
There it
he's
is.
a perfectionist. Okay?
I noticed every
he needs
little thing.
everything in a specific spot. Okay, so he needs this table this way. He needs his fork to be here with his spoon or whatever it is, and it just, I tolerate it. Okay,
I tolerate it.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like on the other side of the spectrum where I'm very super easy.
Yo, Lopez is the guy that's like okay. So the other day we washed dishes and in the dishwasher, and I go look. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for some knives or whatever, and I see that the knife instead of putting it back into where knives are where like you put I don't know the kitchen like the pans and pots. I'm just like, what's this doing here? And then I'm looking for something else, and it's in another place. So I'm like, the only person in this world, in this place, that would be so, like, I guess, nonchalant, and just be like, oh, yeah, I don't use it, is Lopez.
Yeah.
So I go to him, like, what happened? Is it you that moved this here? And what did you say to me?
I said, listen, if I don't use it, I'm just going to put it anywhere where I think it belongs.
Hear that? I'm going to put it anywhere it belongs. So me being the professional is like, no. So I moved it all. But, like, I wouldn't say I've been angry or upset or like just like regretting living in with you.
Yeah.
Because as you said, you tolerate it, he tolerates it, but I'm thankful that you tolerate it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But like I think we complement each other. If I see something that's out, like it's out, and I know you left it out, okay, I'll get it. I'll move it. I'll put it in the right place, or I'll wash it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know that. Moving forward, you'll do the same for me. If I leave something out, you'll there's the lapos, I'll move it and I'll put it over there. Or like, oh yeah, hey, like we share a lot, so we'll share like our eggs, we share other things, you and I, right? With our other roommate, like we don't share too much, but like because like there's different dietary things, but like with you, it's just I bought these bananas, yeah, take some.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought the milk, yeah, have it. I mean, like it's just so the simpatico is there. Oh my God,
The dynamic or the
like this,
relation
really.
between us has always been there. Obviously, the key thing, however, guys, is communication. I'm telling you, if you're going to make the choice to move in with a friend, obviously make it a friend that you've known for 5-6 years and communicate. You got to communicate. You got to be like, hey, if something's bothering you, and he's told me this many times, if something's bothering you, talk to your roommate or your friend and be like, hey, I need you to do this or change this, obviously, right? And that's something that I've had to learn with him. As I said, I'm very, very easygoing, so a lot of times I may or may not communicate. More the former, I do not communicate as much.
I'm a huge communicator. Yeah. And I think when I was younger, people that are married or in relationships, and even you hear on TV, like, communication is key, blah, blah, blah. And I never got it. I'm like, why? Like, what do you mean communication is key? People should just know. And I think there are a lot of people, women and men included, that just think like, you should just know if something's bothering you, or you should just know that how to do the right thing.
Biggest lie.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
you should just know.
You should know. It's horrible. Yeah. So, like, for me, communication. If I'm mad at something or mad about what Lopez did, buddy, like, what happened?
Yeah.
Could you please pick up after yourself? Could you could you do this? Because at least, even though I sound like this crazy, friend that you live with, at the end of the day, you know where each other are coming from.
Yeah.
You know what bothers me, what bothers you, and we can now work towards just making things better. And that's why us living like right now, as we live together and starting this podcast, it just works out. Even if we're filming or we're talking here and there's something that like maybe I don't like earlier, even if you noticed, I told him about hitting the table, like it's just that communication versus keeping it to yourself and then letting it stew until it just boils over and oh my god, like there are people that they just blow up on others when the other person's been messing up a lot, but at that time maybe they don't deserve it, you know. So communication is always key, regardless of what you do with your parents. I sound like a dad and mom, but like really with your parents,
Okay, so
friends, yeah.
what I want to know for you then is what has been the hardest part of moving in here? Let's start first moving in terms of like having me as a roommate. What's been the hardest part about having me?
All your Mexican music, man.
All my guys hearing this segment? Okay, so first of all, guys, I'm not Mexican. I'm from Panama, so just a little bit of a yeah.
No, wow. Okay, you know what? I'll tell you this. I don't think I've said this before. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get real.
Okay.
You know what?
Tell me.
My guy, you're messy. You're messy, man. Like you can be very messy and also not forgetful because you will get to it.
Yeah.
Like just messy and like what's it? Laissez-faire.
Yeah.
Like it's just yo
A mess.
Lopez, like the Potter. Oh yeah, I'll do it. But when you were probably doing it, you were cooking, and then you go, all right, finished.
Yeah.
And you walk off. And it's like
Yeah.
I come in, I'm just like, what the. but then because I know who he is, I'm like, okay, he'll get to it. Even if I say, yo, Lisa Lopez, I call him Lisa as well, but Lopez, what happened to the, like, you're gonna deal with a pot or whatever? Yeah, I'll get to it, and I know he'll get to it. He'll always get to it. That's the thing. Like that's why I don't really bother with it too much, right? So that's one. Like you can be messy, and I'm screaming, but and for an engineer. So you studied electrical engineering.
I did,
right? And like that's. Like my father did electrical engineering back home where I'm from, and not Ajax, Nigeria, but like it's one of the hardest engineering. Like I think the hardest you can really do.
Yeah,
right.
I'd say it's up
the
to
mathematics.
Yeah.
So for an engineer, you can be very like maybe this is what engineers are like, but like you guys are one track minded. Like sometimes you don't see things on a holistic level.
Yeah.
Like if something's dirty and you're gonna clean it, you'll clean only that spot. Versus me, I'll be like, oh, you know, this is dirty, but what else could be? Okay, I'll clean everything around the surrounding area.
Yeah.
I know that I just spilled here. I won't just clean here. I'll lift it up, clean here, put it back down, clean everything. But you'll clean it. You might lift it, but like I know 100% you'll just clean it. All right, clean and walk away.
Yeah.
Right, so for me, I'm
no, that's a me thing.
That's
a me thing. That's not an engineering thing.
That's an engineering thing. Okay,
that's a me thing.
I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Just it's really surprised me when moving in here. But again, talking to you about it and just saying, yo, what are you doing? Or yo, this is bothering me or something. Like, I just know that. Yeah. Like, there's no issue. We've never fought.
I'm just too fun to be around. I'm too fun to be around. He knows that out of all my flaws and foibles and stuff like that, like
he said foibles.
He's gonna have to tolerate it.
Okay, hold on. Where's that word come from? Please, you gotta tell me.
I don't even know. I read in a book once. That's all I know.
Foibles. I think I've heard it like The Simpsons a long time ago. A foible. I've heard also there's the word quagmire. Another character from a TV show. No, but man, like a quagmire is if, for example, you're going in this little issue and you go, oh man, I'm stuck in this quagmire. Like this little tiny issue. It's really a muddy path that you get stuck in. You know what? We can fact check that. All right, we can't be talking fake news here. You want to fact check what's foible?
Do it.
What's foible?
I'm pretty sure I'm right. I read it in a book somewhere. So
foible. How you spell that, man? Foible. Foible definition. All right, so a minor weakness. That's okay. A minor weakness or eccentricity in someone's character.
Thank you guys.
A foible, man. I've not heard that. Then what's quagmire? Quagmire. Okay, this is a soft, boggy area of land that gives away so the little muddy area, an awkward, complex, or hazardous situation, like a little issue, a legal quagmire. Okay, is one of the examples here. But like. Fact checked over. So back to just how I've seen you living with you. Those are the two things that really I won't say bother me, but like that are also just your little quirks.
Yeah.
That again you work on.
Yeah.
When it's time, like when you have to clean something, you just do it.
I know I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
So, I don't know. Like, what? This is our first podcast, episode 1. What do we call this episode?
Honestly, let's call this episode Introduction to Lopez and D.
Puerto Rican pecan
and dark chocolate. Yeah.
Oh my god,
Puerto Rican
that's so
pecan
bad.
and dark chocolate.
But you're Panamanian, so Panamanian pecan.
Listen, for today's episode, I'm Puerto Rican, just cuz, okay?
Is it Puerto Rican pecan or Puerto Rican pecan or pecan?
I say Puerto Rican pecan, it rhymes.
Puerto Rican pecan. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate. You're dark.
What about? But I'm not that dark. What about like?
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I say I am not dark chocolate. I am semi-dark chocolate, closer to caramel.
85%
cocoa?
dark cocoa. Yeah.
No shit. Okay, 85% cocoa plus some milk chocolate in here.
85% cocoa.
No. Okay, so milk. Hold on. I'm not white chocolate. All right. Okay. I'm not fully milk chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Not fully dark chocolate. So let's get rid of the white, because I ain't there.
Okay.
I'm from Nigeria, so I'm an immigrant. I mean, I'm legal now. I'm a citizen. But, like, coming here years ago, immigrant. So that's that dark.
Yeah.
But, like, I got that milk. Like, I'm a dog. I got that milk chocolate in the dark. So I am really...
It is currently winter, guys. There's not much sun. So he's got a little bit of milk to him. When summer rolls up, I promise you,
I'll be 95 dark.
He's Wesley Snipes, okay? He's Wesley Snipes.
Yo, no. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, this was episode 1 of Quarter Life Crisis, guys.
Have you found it? Have you found this first episode?
Honestly, I found this episode to be very intriguing, very you're learning, right? We're learning throughout as we're speaking. Stuff like
we
that.
got these mics.
We're understanding each other's dynamic as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I put these cups out because I'm like, you know what? Because I'm crazy as well. Like, we have to have the exact same cups.
I don't care for the exact
and the exact same mic.
This is what I mean.
Right? So a perfectionist. But I feel like girls might like that. And a guy, you know.
I really don't care.
You know what, ladies, I'll say, being a perfectionist, at least for me, it's nice because then you take care of the household. You look at any areas that need adjustment, maybe your clothing, any areas that need adjustment. I think I'm okay. You guys in the comments, please tell us. Oh my god, it's not like YouTubers now. We're YouTubers, or at least podcasters.
Yeah.
In the comments, please tell us what you think about being a perfectionist. Like, is it good or bad?
Yeah.
Well, it can be both, right? If on schoolwork and they'll tell us about it, and also tell us about how we did in our first episode of the QLC. If
you guys have any suggestions
podcast.
either, just let us know. Like,
please,
hey, we'd love to hear you guys talk about this and this. Being honest, when I say this is no hold bars, so yeah, we're called the Quarter Life Crisis. You'll get to relate to us. Simply because we are what
in our 20s,
in our 20s,
in our quarter life. Listen, I know that I'm gonna live till 120. Some people don't want that, so like, yo, I'm out here. I'm gonna have a quarter life every quarter. quarter life crisis every quarter. But they're like QLC.podcast on Instagram. Right, that's for the Quarter Life Crisis Instagram page. You have my Instagram page, Dolapola. We'll put it around somewhere. Maybe pop up here.
We'll add it to the YouTube.
His little to the YouTube. His pop up here.
Mm-hmm.
Ding. You tell us how we did for the first episode. We can call it what you say. Introduction.
Yes.
Also, I'm squinting now because there's a lot of sunlight. It's reflecting off this huge building over here, which you can't see. We'll be able to show. Maybe get some B-roll around here one day. But our next episode.
I want to talk about
how it is, because you never spoke about how it is being a bartender at a gentleman's club.
Okay, so I believe let's do that. Second episode, we're going to talk about my experience working as a bar backslash bartender at the Brass Rail,
you can have one of our other buddies that
Yeah,
works with you,
absolutely.
like, to come and talk about like
Yeah.
all the issues. So like the the rules there that they impose, the mayhem that goes in the back scenes. Like, you know, when people walk into a gentleman's club, it's
Yeah.
you see these dancers topless and whatever else. Like, seeing that every day, or the days you do work. Like,
Yeah. So guys,
how
we'll have to
crazy does it
stick
get?
around.
Some guys find it as a dream. Some guys, and I'm sure there might be guys and girls and, you know, and women that go, "Oh my god, that is so sleazy. Why would you want to do this?" I'm sure they all have stories.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has a story. The bartenders, dancers, like, there's something at least there that, I don't know, that we'll touch upon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So again, we've said this so many times. Our first episode, we've little build up on Instagram saying, "Hey, follow us." We're trying to get our friends and other viewers to follow us on this on the QLC.podcast Instagram page. Get YouTube as well. We'll be on, I think, most major streaming mediums.
Okay.
Right, we have the camera for see our faces, our lovely faces. You know, I shaved a little bit. The jaw's looking nice and immaculate. The hair, don't watch the hair. You know, I'll get it cut soon. We just, hey, don't, you're looking behind the camera. Don't give me these faces, but but really, it's just something we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just get out of that mundanity. You said it. You do something outside your
something
comfort
different
zone.
outside your comfort zone. Exactly.
Yeah, so hey, follow us again. We'll try and come out not every Sunday or every other
I
Sunday.
say every other Sunday.
Yeah,
Let's try for every other Sunday.
we'll have videos here and there, like little videos, little vlogs maybe. I think vlogging is cool, but it's really overdone. But at the same time, it could be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a good idea, right? It's
So
possible.
It's very experimental for us.
Yeah. So we're just putting everything there. Anyways, we're about to end. We're about to finish up. Listen, thank you. Everything's gonna be in the description below. Right? Leave your comments. Thank you very much. Dolapo, Lopez.
Cheers, guys.
QLC podcast. We just finished episode 1. Yeah. It's not going. Honestly, we should talk about. We didn't even cheers.